You've probably clicked on this YouTube video because you have a clothing brand and you want to learn how to run paid ads. Now, before we jump into the Miro board and teach you my flow of paid ads, you need to understand a couple things. Paid ads are only a catalyst to what you've already got going on, and what you already got going on is organic marketing. Without organic marketing, meta ads do not work effectively because meta ads are basically just adding fuel to the fire. It's not actually going to be able to carry your business on its back on its own. Now we've got that out of the way, let's move on to probably one of the most important parts of purchasing. You need to understand what your consumer's journey looks like, and it looks like the following. So you start here, they initially find you. This might be from an ad, this might be organic, this might be someone tells them about your page and shows them, but they initially see you. And then they see your offer. This, in terms of meta ads, is the first ad they see. After they've decided whether they actually want your stuff or like your stuff or not, they're going to go straight to your website. And this is why you need to have a full ecosystem ready. If your website looks like shit, no one's going to buy off you, because at the end of the day, people are trusting you with their money that they're going to get a quality product off you. And if your website's not quality and doesn't reflect your brand, they're not going to buy. You need to give as little options for people not to buy as possible. You need to give them every bit of confidence you can get. To be honest, building a website nowadays is not hard whatsoever. I made mine myself and I've never made one before. If you can't go on YouTube, build one yourself and use Claude code, you need to give your head a firm wobble, mate. After they've gone on your landing page, they're probably going to go and look at your Instagram page as well. Now, Instagram for me is like the cover photo. It's a magazine. It's all your best content there. TikTok is a bit more like a spray and pray, just trying to get views to get people down the funnel. After they decide if they like the organic content or not and the feeling of the brand, they're then going to move over to reviews. What do other people think about it? People say they don't care what other people think and they're independent. But at the end of the day, if I'm buying something off Amazon and I'm not too sure about it, I'm going to go and see what everyone else is saying. Having reviews is pretty crucial. Reviews and social proof are sort of the same thing when it comes to Instagram and engaged comments, but if you can have reviews on your website as well, that's even better. After they've checked the reviews though, they're probably going to go back to the website. So they've gone on the landing page, they've then checked your Instagram, they've checked the reviews, and they're probably going to go back on the website. Now, they can buy here. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to buy here, though. They might drop you a follow, and they might keep tabs on you just to see what you're doing over the next couple of weeks or months. Then they're going to see another piece of content, whether that's organic or a new ad. You've got to be refreshing your ad creatives very, very frequently, and I will get onto that when we get onto the tree. After they've seen another piece of content, they're going to go back to the landing page, and this is where they purchase. So the whole flow looks like this. If you want to take a screenshot, I would take a screenshot. It's all about putting yourself into a consumer's shoes, because at the end of the day, everyone has been a consumer at one point. Even though you might not buy online that often, you have consumed. Now we've got the customer purchase journey out of the way, let's move on to my actual flow of ads. This is what I'm running at the moment. So you're going to get a CBO. CBO is campaign budget optimization. I do not use ABOs to start off with. However, some people do. This is just what works with me. CBO, minimum £50 a day. If you're starting a clothing brand and you don't have a big budget, you're probably going to want to go with your organic first and then use this to add fuel to the fire, like I was saying. But to be honest, if you're running anything less than £50 a day, that's not even worth doing. Because the way Meta works is the more money you put in, the more data they can get by putting the ad out to more people, and the quicker the process learns. And the quicker the process learns, the quicker your ads start firing. You're in the Meta Ads Manager. You've gone on your CBO and you've put a campaign for £50 a day. You've done all like the special ads sort of thing, but if you're selling clothes, you don't need to bother with them. So we're going to move on to probably the most important part, I think, of the whole thing is creative. If your creative is rubbish, no one is going to click on it. Throughout this whole journey, you need to put yourself in the shoe of the consumer. Who is buying from you? Who is your ICP? What are they looking for? What type of videos do they like? What do they eat? What do they smell like? What do they do in their free time? What music do they listen to? Literally everything. You need to invade their world. So, you've got 4 creatives here. This is the most important part. We've got a little subsection as well. I'd only start with 4, especially if you're on £50 a day, because Meta's going to allocate the most budget to what it thinks is getting the best results anyway. And if you've got any more than 4 and you're only running 5 £50 a day, then you don't really have enough budget to test all that. If you're going to be testing more than 4 creatives, that'd be at least on a 250 quid a day or something like that. So let's set up the creatives though. The game has changed. I started running meta ads initially in 2023, 2024. At that point, I could just get a cool flat lay, bit of concrete, nice fold, and you'd put it on an ad and it'd sell like hotcakes. The game has changed. It's now 70% video, 30% static. It used to be heavily static, but now with the rise of TikTok, everyone's brain rotted to hell. You need a hook at the start of your videos. That's not saying static won't work, but most of the ads that do work nowadays are videos, especially the ones I've been testing recently. All my winning creatives have been videos. Now, we need to move on to what type of ads are you actually going to be running. From a creative standpoint, you can come at it from a lot of different angles. At the moment, UGC is killing it. UGC is user-generated content. This is not influencer content. This is someone without a big following basically showing off your product in a familiar setting, whether that's an unboxing video or like a get ready with me or like a styling video, something like that, where other people can see themselves in that person and form a barrier of trust to buy. For static ads, I wouldn't just do one. I'd do carousels, unboxing video, I'd do that, founder story, comparison, before and after, social proof, pain problem, agitator. The main thing for an ad is you need to show a transformation. Who are they before your product and who are they going to become after they buy it? And if that transformation is really good, you can sell pretty much anything. So as you're setting up an ads manager, you've got 4 creatives. Each creative needs a primary text times 2 and you need headline text times 2. These will be the same for all the creatives. Do not be testing primary headline text at £50 a day on a load of different ads because you're not putting enough budget to actually get data to make good decisions from. So stick with primary text, headline text. If you are struggling getting good copy and also ad ideas, go on to Meta Ads Library, go on 3 of your competitors who are running ads, see what ads have been running the longest for them with the highest impression rate, because obviously if they're spending the most money on pushing them ads out, they're working, and then just basically make an iteration of their video. It's really not hard. And the most important formula I use for this, sales is a combination of scarcity, urgency, a very good offer, and also social proof. Make sure that's in the back of your mind when you're setting up your ads and also putting your copy in. If you're not very good at that though, ask Claude. If you don't know what Claude is, get your head out of a rock. But let's move back up to the normal tree. What we're going to do then, we're going to let it run for 3 days. After the 3 days, you probably will get some sales. First day, you might get some sales. Second day, you might not get any. And then third day, you might get some more sales. This is because Meta's trying out different groups of people. Who's the ad actually going to perform on? Why is it going to perform on them? And what do we need to allocate the most budget to? By the 3 days, you'd probably find one of the 4 creatives is absolutely starved of budget because Meta doesn't think it's good. At this point, we can start to see which of the creatives are actually winning because you've got your metrics set up like ROAS, CPM, CPC. You're having a good look, and obviously the ones that are making the most money and also Meta's allocating the most budgets to are the ones that they think are the winning creatives. And at this point, I'm not saying I'm a Meta Ads expert, this is what works for me. I trust the algorithm more than my own opinion when it comes to converting ads, because this algorithm is literally using billions of dollars every single day to harness its skills. I'm not. I'm spending 50 quid a day. You're probably thinking, what are my indications of a good ad? And these are my exact analytics I look for here. You might want to take a screenshot of this or write it down for later. ROAS of over 2.25, CTR conversion rate of 3%, cost per click less than 80p, CPM less than £10, usually though it is hovering around 7, conversion rate 3%, hook rate over 10%. Now, some of my ads now aren't over 10%, but they're still getting high ROAS. You're not really going to find a Goldilocks ad with everything over these thresholds or under these thresholds. These are just good indications of like the perfect ad. And then hold rate over 20%. After the 3 days, you want to start killing the bad creatives. You'll know which ads are the bad creatives because they will not hit any of them benchmarks, and also Meta will be starving them. What I would say is though, don't get emotionally attached to what you think is a good ad because Meta knows better than you. Don't get it twisted. So after you've killed probably 2, you'll find 1 or 2 winning creatives and you'll probably kill the other 2. You need to add 2 fresh creatives with the same primary text and headings into the same campaign. Just quickly duplicate allocate, change the video, change the static, whatever, and then have 4 in it again. After that, let it run for another 4 days. So you've been running for a week now and you've spent 350 quid. And then what you want to do then, after the winners are just night and day clear, you want to kill the losers, and then you want to start slowly scaling the winners. Just keep it in the same campaign and slowly scale it. Or if you want to up the budget significantly, I'd switch to an ABO with the winning creatives, and it'd look like this. You've got one campaign, you've got 2 ad sets in the ABO, you've got your winning creatives at the top, and you've got your testing at the bottom. 75% of the total budget is going to the winners because that's where all the money's coming from, but then you need to also allocate 25% of your budget to testing new creatives. Creative fatigue happens a lot quicker now with the meta ad Andromica? I don't know how to say it, the new AI update. You need to have a bank of creatives ready to go at any given moment, or enough content to do so, because the speed of burnout is a lot quicker than it was previously. And then once you've got your winners sorted, all you need to do is scale. You just add more budget, 10% daily or 20% every 3 days, and make sure you don't send it back into the learning phase. I would take a screenshot of this video, just get that ingrained into your head, the workflow of how it works. And what I would say is, if you don't get any sales in the first 3 days, don't think your ads are rubbish, because it might just be showing it to the wrong people. You have to be able to willing to part with the money in your bank account to get the data. Even if you're not getting the sales, you're getting answers to what works or not. If the creatives are rubbish, Meta will tell you because no one's buying it. So all you have to do is pivot. And if you don't know how to pivot, you can just go and look at other people's ads who are killing it on Ad Library. All the answers are there. All you need to do is run more ads.